Guys, I use Virtual Shield VPN every single day on my phone and my laptop because anytime I'm online, I want to hide my identity, my activity, and my location. And you can try it for free for 30 days, plus get 30% off by using the link in the description. This is 77-year-old Carl Menke. He's been a barber in the state of Michigan for over 59 years. He's never not worked, and he's never taken a government handout, and he doesn't want to start now. And here's his simple message that I think we all need to adopt when somebody comes in with a tyrannical action like Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who wants to suspend his license, take away his livelihood, and destroy his life.
For his part, Menke tells us he still hasn't been served, and he has a message for Whitmer.
She can get tough all day long, you know. I'll get back up again. I'm 77 years old. I got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and she's not my mother. I could care less.
Good evening. Carl Menke's barbershop has had its license suspended. But will the owner shut operations down? Here's what he had to say when I asked him this question.
Well, you know, I'm going to consult. I have to get an attorney for that action, for that part. Right now, you know, I'll probably, if they serve me, you know, we'll see. We'll wait and see what happens.
For now, hair is still hitting the floor at the Carl Menke Barbershop in Owasso. Its owner, Carl Menke, opened for business in spite of Governor Gretchen Whitmer's stay home, stay safe executive order. Dylan Lykud drove in from Brighton to get his first haircut in 2 months.
Yeah, it's a little bit dry, but it's worth it.
Lykud tells us concerns over COVID-19 didn't keep him away.
I think people should be taking it into their own hands, opening up their businesses again, because what's happening in this state is wrong.
Same goes for Deb Miller, who is working at the barbershop.
And there have been people coming from out of state and even Canada to support him.
Miller says she's disappointed over the state's decision to pull Menke's license.
People need to work because they need to put food in their belly. Well, that matters too. You know, we need to find a balance to help everybody through this situation.
For his part, Menke tells us he still hasn't been served, and he has a message for Whitmer.
She can get tough all day long, you know. I'll get back up again. I'm 77 years old. I got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and she's not my mother. I could care less.
And at this hour, Menke tells us he has no plans to shut down.
Well, my name is Carl Menke. I'm a barber, small-town barber in Owasso. 1 week ago today, I made a decision that I was going to open my barber shop. Now, for all of you that, you know, that in a sense that you think I didn't have any fear, and I did. I had fear about this. I thought about it. There's an old serenity prayer. That serenity prayer says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I took the courage part of that, and I worked with that, and I decided, after the legislation had made up, they had made their decision, you know, I had gone 6 weeks without a paycheck, with no money coming in. You know, I've been in this business 59 years. I'm entering my 60th now. I'm 77. I've always worked. I've never looked for handouts. I don't even know what they are. I had somebody call me and say, well, why didn't you get on food stamps? Well, you know, I don't want food stamps. I want to work. Yeah. I want to work. And this was the whole emphasis of this thing was for me, when our governor said, well, you know, we're going to have another 28 days, it knocked me to my knees. I couldn't take another 28 days. I had to get back to work. And I feel that, you know, that as an American citizen and as an adult, and I've gone through 14 different administrations, and I've never seen anything like this at all. No, I've never seen this type of an oppression by a government, ever. Not even in the 60s. So this was the first time I'd ever encountered anything like this. I had to get back to work. I feel that it's my right to work. I've started this business when I was 18 years old, and you know, like I said, I'm going to be 78 here in a few months. So I didn't want to lose it. My credit rating is good. I didn't want to lose that. You know, our bills were beginning to pile up, our light bills. They offered me $160 a week. Finally, last week, I got one unemployment thing for $160. That doesn't even cover my light bill here. You know, it doesn't even come close to covering my expenses here. And of course, the state didn't cut back my taxes on this building for not being able to be in it. So, you know, I still had taxes to pay and still do. I still have insurances to pay. They're all there yet. You know, it's all stuff that I have to take care of. And I feel, you know, my generation, or maybe as all of us as Americans, need to begin to take responsibility for ourselves. You know, I feel that the government is not my mother, never has been. Right. You know, and matter of fact, this administration, for the most part, I've been in business longer than they've been alive. So, you know, I feel that this is a great day. I came into this last Monday alone, thinking I'm going to swing in the wind. You know, I want to swing in the wind alone. And I cannot believe the support that I've got. Yeah. It's overwhelming. Carl! Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Carl.
Good afternoon. They got to make taller podiums here. This is not working. My name is David Kallman. This is my son Stephen Kallman. We're attorneys with Kallman Legal Group, and we have the honor and privilege to represent Carl and Carolyn in everything that's going on. So just want to give you a brief update on things that have been happening today. Earlier this morning, just before noon, the Attorney General's office filed a complaint in Shiawassee County Circuit Court asking the Judge Stewart, to issue a temporary restraining order to order Carl's shop to be closed. That was filed. No action has been taken at this point. We had communicated with the court earlier in the day to let them know that we were representing Carl, and we're glad to do it, and that if something got filed, we wanted to be able to be heard by the court. We wanted to have a hearing, have the judge hear all sides before he ruled on any request to shut Carl down. Yes. And so as of right now, I don't know, what is it, 20 to 5, whatever time it is, right now, there's been no order issued. We're waiting to hear how the court wants to proceed. We're hopeful that a hearing will be set, and we'll have the opportunity to make our arguments in court on that day. Rex! You know, the basis for this request, or this demand that they shut Carl down, are the executive orders that have been issued by the governor. And while Carl has made it clear he has no animus towards anyone, the governor, the attorney general, anyone, he just wants to work. Yeah. And he wants to do it in a safe, responsible way. Amen. And that's what he's doing with the masks, with the separation, the cleaning, the hand sanitizing, and all of that. So that's what he wants to do. Since the legislature refused to extend the declaration of emergency back on April 30th, that emergency ended according to state law. And so that's an issue that's going to be litigated in the courts. And we all know the legislature has filed a lawsuit. I would encourage you to read their lawsuit and read the brief they filed. It's an excellent brief on behalf of the legislature. Also, Congressman Mitchell has filed a suit. There are many other lawsuits that have been filed. Many of you might know we filed a lawsuit in federal court last week on behalf of numerous churches in the state of Michigan. And the next day, the governor issued a new order that made it clear churches could meet. Yes. And so we got the relief that we were requesting within a day of filing the lawsuit. There are a lot of issues here. The courts are going to be deciding these things. Are these executive orders legal or not? It's our position they are not. That's right. In fact, many municipalities, many sheriffs, in fact, your sheriff, as I understand it, right here in Shiawassee County, has said, until the courts decide, until the courts decide this issue, he's taken an oath to uphold the United States and the state constitution, and that's what he intends to do. I just heard, before coming out here, the city of Perry issued a proclamation that they are taking the same position. So we're seeing this around the state, where the people are finally saying enough is enough. You know, if you can walk down the aisles at Walmart, it would seem to me you could walk down the aisles at a church. Right. You can walk down the aisles in Carl's barber shop and practice the same physical distancing, hand washing, all the things we've been hearing on and on, right? So we're probably sick and tired of hearing it, all right? But we can be responsible adults. That's what this is about. And we're not in the business of picking favorites. Certain businesses are favored, they can open. Other businesses are unfavored, they stay shut. And their businesses get destroyed. That's what we're fighting in this case. We appreciate your support and your support for Carl. And we'll see where this all goes, folks. We're going to fight it all the way up to the Supreme Court if we have to. Thanks for being here.